Here's everything you might have missed in the Super Mario Bros. Trailer. Welcome back to Nerdist News. I'm Dan Casey, and today we're going to break down the latest Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer for you. Now that the shock of Chris Pratt's pitch-perfect Italian accent is worn off, the trailer gave us our best look yet at Donkey Kong, Princess Peach, Luigi, and some other deep-cut Nintendo characters. We're going to break it all down for you in just a moment, including everything you might have missed, and while none of this will be a spoiler per se, if you want to go into this movie knowing nothing at all, leave now before we start splitting hairs. Okay, let's get into it, shall we? The trailer opens on Mario entering into gladiatorial combat with Donkey Kong. The red girders they're standing on are an homage to the original Donkey Kong arcade game in which you played as Mario before he was Mario, the aptly named Jumpman. In that game, you dodged barrels to rescue your beloved Pauline from a surly Donkey Kong atop a tower of construction equipment. In the wide shot, we can see that game is pretty faithfully recreated here, right down to the barrels and blue ladders. Mario even has to walk past one of the barrels that Donkey Kong used to throw at him to get into this arena and face his destiny. Sitting atop a raised dais in front of a throne shaped like an 8-bit Donkey Kong are Toad, Princess Peach, and Cranky Kong, Donkey Kong's grandfather. Now, this is most likely a sequence in which Mario and company are trying to enlist the Kong family's help against Bowser and his Koopas. When the Council of Toads looks at an overworld map later on, the Kong Kingdom seems to be geographically closest to where Bowser's troops came in from the north. There's a lava-covered Mariordor type area that's no longer recognizable. It's also adjacent to where Bowser invaded the Cool Mountain-inspired Penguin Kingdom in the first trailer. Other locations on this map include what appears to be Yoshi's Island based on a scene later in the trailer of multicolored Yoshis frolicking about. There's also the Mushroom Kingdom complete with Peach's Castle, and a desert area with a pyramid, a longtime staple of Mario games dating all the way back to Super Mario Bros. 3. As my old colleague Ben McShane pointed out on Twitter, the crowd chanting Mario's name repeatedly may actually be a cheeky deep-cut reference to the old Super Mario Bros. 3 commercial. Unfortunately for Mario, it goes about as well for him as things usually go for me when I try to fight DK in Smash. While they weren't present in the trailer, if you look closely in the background of the Donkey Kong character poster they released, you can spot a few other members of the Kong family, including Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, and Swanky Kong, as pointed out by DK Vine on Twitter. As Peach teases during the trailer, there is a Mario multiverse out there connecting different galaxies. Presumably each one represents different Mario or Nintendo games, teasing future projects. Our best guess is that the Rainbow Road connects all of these like some kind of multiversal highway, including the real world where Mario and Luigi came from. So maybe Bowser found a way to weaponize the Rainbow Road's powers, and that's where he came from to invade this world. That would explain why Luigi is immobilized and glowing rainbowy in Bowser's presence, and it explains their giant, terrifying floating lava fortress that casts a shadow over the lands it seeks to invade. Bowser interrogates a frightened Luigi who seemingly gets separated at one point from Mario, maybe when they were transported from the real world via that Bifrost-esque Rainbow Road. And speaking of the real world, it's also a rare occasion we get to see Mario and Luigi do some actual plumbing instead of murdering their way across a fantasy world or being Olympic-caliber athletes in like a dozen different sports. They're very talented. In the brief overhead shot of Bowser's army, you can spot Koopa Troopas, Swoops, Hammer Brothers, Piranha Plants, Flying Shells, Shy Guys, Goombas, a Spiny, Buzzy Beetles, and Bob-ombs, just to name a few. When Princess Peach explains how dire their situation is, her throne's in front of the stained glass portrait of her from Super Mario 64. After that, we see Peach suit up in her Mario Kart 8 biker costume, but Toad sadly doesn't commit to going full Captain Toad, just the backpack. Some treasure tracker you are. Another nice Super Mario 64 detail are the portraits on the walls depicting different environments and levels. In that game, you would jump into these portraits to transport yourself into different levels. We also get an homage to Mario's platforming gameplay with a training course in the Mushroom Kingdom. It's equipped with all manner of familiar elements like question blocks, warp pipes, piranha plants, bullet bill cannons, and of course the ever-present flag at the end of a level. Now, clearly Mario's built himself up to be some kind of conquering hero, only for Peach to realize how out of his element he really is. But hey, at least she has a sweet poleaxe to defend her kingdom if Mario can't. In the next sequence, Mario's weirded out by the Cheep Cheeps jumping over the wooden bridge just like they do in the game. And despite his initial missteps, Mario does seem to get his act together later on, because we see him cause what appears to be an explosion aboard Bowser's floating base, then glide to safety in his signature Tanuki suit while outrunning a large Bonsai Bill on the ground. Peach then highlights another of Mario's most iconic power-ups, the fire flower in a grove of them. And if you look closely, her costume here is red and white because that's a side effect of these power-ups. As for the trailer's big epic finale, that's right folks, there's an extended Mario Kart sequence on Fury Road. Rainbow Road, a level that makes me furious. Mario's rolling deep here with Peach, Toad, Donkey Kong, Funky Kong, Kiddy Kong, Cranky Kong, and some other reinforcements. Now, if our theory's correct, they are taking the Rainbow Road to bring the fight directly to Bowser, maybe even in a galaxy beyond their own. Mario's so excited he even drifts enough to generate the blue spark so he can get a nice mini turbo boost. And in an even nicer touch, they use the classic Mario jumping sound effect when he hops the cart. As for that Wahoo, who cares? Anyway, folks, there you have it. That's everything we spotted and want to delve into deeper in the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer. We're cautiously optimistic for this movie, especially with the level of detail they're putting into it. And if nothing else, Jack Black, amazing choice for Bowser. Love that guy. Anyway, folks, for now, tell us, what did you think of the latest trailer? Did you spot anything that we missed?
How? Look at us. We're adorable.
Let us know in the comments below, and for the latest and greatest in the world of pop culture, make sure you stay tuned to Nerdist.com.